Alien professor launches a firemaking exam. Human uses eyeglasses to start a blaze instantly. The lecture hall was carved into the side of a volcanic canyon, suspended on layered platforms of obsidian and shimmering metal. Lava bubbled below, casting a flickering orange light across the amphitheater's curved walls. Alien students of all shapes and sizes, tentacled, scaled, translucent, sat silently in awe as the oldest and most feared professor on campus stepped forward. Professor Silvaka, a towering, crystalline being with 6 arms and no visible eyes, raised his long, jagged fingers. "Welcome to Fundamentals of Elemental Survival," his voice hummed directly into their minds. "Your first exam is simple: make fire." A low murmur swept through the crowd. Fire was not just a basic element, it was sacred, ancient, and powerful. And on many alien worlds, notoriously hard to produce. "This test," Silvaka continued, "has only one rule. Use no external technology or combustion devices. Only what you carry with you. Failure to spark a flame means failure of the class." He raised one limb, and a flat arena of scorched stone materialized in the center. "Begin." One by one, students stepped into the circle. A Galactic beast student cracked its venom sacs over flint-like claws. Sparks flew but fizzled. A Seliquin with jelly limbs focused its bioelectricity to arc between dry grass. Still no fire. The next student, an insectoid from Cryolux 8, emitted extreme friction through leg clicks, heating the air, but the flame danced for only a second before vanishing. Silvaka's mental hum deepened with disdain. Pathetic. Then came the human. Milo Tran, earthborn, slight of build, hair a wild mop, thick glasses slipping down his nose, stepped into the arena awkwardly, clutching a leather satchel. The crowd tittered. Earthlings were still considered a novelty at the Galactic University of Elemental Sciences. Soft, carbon-based, and largely unmodified. "What will the human do?" someone snorted telepathically. "Set his foot on fire by accident." Even the professor's resonance buzzed with disinterest. "Proceed." Milo scanned the space. A pile of dried plant fibers lay at the edge of the arena, along with a chunk of rock and a stick, standard test supplies. Milo didn't touch them. Instead, he reached up, calmly removed his eyeglasses, and crouched. The lenses glinted in the molten light. Silvaka's mental voice sharpened. "This is a waste of time." Milo ignored him. He took a scrap of dry leaf and positioned it beneath the focused beam of light refracted through one lens. Holding his breath, he angled it just right, catching a glint from the magma below, and concentrated the sunlight into a tiny, bright pinprick. A thread of smoke spiraled from the leaf. A moment later, it burst into flame. The audience gasped. Some gasped through gills, others through exoskeletal vents, but all gasped. Silvaka stiffened. Milo smiled, adjusted his glasses back onto his nose, and blew gently on the flame until it licked into a proper fire. "I believe that completes the test, Professor." The professor floated downward, crystalline body shimmering like 1,000 mirrors. His limbs surrounded the flame. He studied it from every angle, humming in astonishment. "You." Concentrated light through a curved lens of transparent solid. "Ingenious." "It's just glass," Milo said, trying not to smile too much. "Well, polycarbonate lenses with UV coating. They bend light. My people have used this method for centuries." "Primitive fire bending," someone whispered. "Efficient," someone else muttered. Professor Silvaka turned to the crowd. "And none of you thought of this." The shame rippled across the amphitheater like a physical wave. He turned back to Milo. "You have passed. Spectacularly. Record-setting. Your ancestors must have worshipped you for such cleverness." "Actually," Milo said, They kind of made fun of kids who started fires with magnifying glasses. Called it cheating. A pause. Then, unexpectedly, Silvaka emitted a sound, sharp, jagged, almost like laughter. Then your ancestors were fools. He extended a crystalline limb. Come with me. Milo blinked. What? Why? You have earned an audience with the Council of Elements. They must see what the glass's fire looks like. You may be primitive, but your thinking is rare. A rumble passed through the gathered students as Milo was led away. Jealousy, awe, disbelief. Later that day, in the floating spire of the Elemental Council, Milo once again demonstrated the lens fire technique, this time in front of holographic beings of flame, gas, and molten ore. They were stunned. You bent the light of a star, the element of plasma whispered. No tools, no fusion spark, said the element of stone. Just light and patience. The professor turned toward the council. His methods may be outdated, but his thinking is nimble. This human sees the universe not as it is told to him, but as it can be bent. That is the mark of a true elementalist. From that day on, Milo Tran's reputation spread like, well, wildfire. Students began experimenting with their own primitive methods. One alien built a solar condenser with bits of scrap. Another tried to shape crystal lenses from frozen gas. But none could match Milo's elegance, a child's trick on Earth, a marvel on 100 alien worlds. And Professor Silvaka, once dismissive, invited Milo to assist in his next course, Elemental Tactics in Unarmed Environments. Let us see what else humans can do with simplicity.